So I left my non-IT job in 2020. Okay, so that means I have a career gap. So because Salesforce always say low code and no code thing, right?
Okay. So is it really no code and low code, or is it really coding and some part of coding is involved in it? So can you just walk us through the journey of your job search?
With that one resume, I applied to all the postings.
So when you're doing this, right, so what exactly is the kind of result you are getting? Like, for example, when you're applying same resume for all different job applications.
We will not even get the calls.
So when you're going through this whole journey, right, so how did you come to know about my career coaching services? Like, how did you...
So I got in touch with you, like I was referred to you by one of my friend. Then I got to know big things, how to do it in a very structured way.
I have chat GPT to know about how to write an test friendly resume. And next question is, how did you tackle the challenge?
Now we can't keep complaining that I'm not getting calls. You will have to take certain other actions for it.
If there is a guy who's listening to this podcast, right, thinking that मैं सब कर रहा हूँ मेरे को क्यों ना आ रहा, it's just a matter of time. Hello guys, welcome to one more episode of Grow with Gireesh podcast. Today, where we interview different working professionals and freshers who actually landed their dream jobs, where we understand their challenges and skill sets, what they have, and also what is their journey to achieving their dream jobs. Right. So today, let me introduce you to Miss Ayushi Joshi, where she come from a non-technical background, but she, after getting interest into IT, she developed interest in IT and she started her journey into Salesforce domain. So she has a career gap despite having all these issues. She recently cracked his first job offer, even in this tough job market. So this session is all about understanding her journey and what exactly the learnings we can get from her journey. Okay, I hope you get more value from this podcast. So with that saying, let's welcome Ms. Ayushi Joshi into the session. Okay, hi Ayushi.
Hi Gireesh, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great, Aishi. Thank you so much for taking your time out and doing this. Okay. So,
no problem. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll start off with the session. So as I said, let's keep it candid. I wanted to discuss what exactly is your journey in terms of a candid. Okay. So that other people can get benefit out of it. Okay.
Sure.
Good. So first of all, Aishi, just please, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your background, professional background and everything?
Sure. So hello everyone, I'm Ayushi Yoshi. To start about my background, I belong to a commerce background. That means I have done BCom and I'm 2017 year passed out. So I have worked for 3 years in a non-IT company. So I left my non-IT job in 2020. So after that, I started my Salesforce journey in 2022. Okay, so that means I have a career gap. So like being surrounded by the automations and everything, that pushed me more, that made me curious to learn about Salesforce. Because Salesforce always say low code and no code thing, right? So coming from a non-IT, I thought, okay, when it's no code, then let's learn about Salesforce. So that's how I started my journey in Salesforce. And 2022, I started my training and everything and got a job in 2024. So that's how my journey is going right now.
Okay. So is it really no code and low code, or is it really coding and some part of coding is involved in Salesforce?
Most of the automations we can do with no code. Like there are many tools where you need not write a single line of code and still you can do a lot of complex automations in Salesforce. But still depends on requirements, Gireesh. Like if the requirement is really complex and it involves really complex logic, then we need to write the code. That is the reality.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. The reason I've asked you this because a lot of people have told me this. So I'm just curious about that no code and no code concept. Okay. Got it.
Yes.
Cool. So can you just walk us through the journey of your job search, right? Before you decided to seek career coaching. For example, before you started with me. So how does your general job search looks like?
So before I took the career coaching, what I thought was like one resume that will fit all the job requirements and I'll keep applying it. Like one resume and all the job requirements, like whatever job posting used to come, I used to apply in all these things. So like I prepared one resume, not sure if it was ATS friendly or not. I didn't think about it. So I put all my skills, everything was there, portfolio was there, everything was there. But with that one resume, I applied to all the postings.
Okay.
So that was my job search. Like I didn't do
Okay.
anything
Generally,
much.
we.
It was just resume and postings, applying to the postings. That's it.
Okay. What are the common platforms you use to search jobs on?
For me, there were two major platforms I used to apply. That is
Mhm.
one on Naukri and the other one on LinkedIn.
Okay.
That's it. I never explored any other.
Okay, got it. So when you're doing this, right? So what exactly is the kind of result you are getting? Like, for example, when you're applying same resume for all different job applications, and you're just sending them, so like, what is the result you're able to get? Are you getting more calls? Like, how is the whole scenario?
First thing, we will not even get the calls.
Mhm.
Second thing, even if you get the calls, like,
Mm.
okay, just in case if you get the calls, they will not real, like, just by looking at your resume, they'll not have any clear idea as to will you really fit into their requirement or not. Because
Mhm.
I haven't modified the resume according to their requirement, right? So they'll have to search out, like, okay, this girl has this skill or not. Okay, yeah, she has. So it's a bit unstructured, I would say.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah,
Got it. So basically, when you send a single resume to all job applications, which is
yeah.
not customized,
So
obviously the calls are not going to happen according.
yeah,
Okay, got it.
right.
Understood. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you, right? So, when you're doing all those things on your own, right? What are some of the
Hmm.
biggest challenges you are facing during your job search? When you're doing everything on your own. So, when you're doing this ATS, sending all these things, what do you think is the biggest challenge? Is it not
The
getting
biggest
calls?
challenge, the
Mhm.
biggest challenge I would face is when we do things on our own, we are not able to find the alternative. Like, suppose this plan is not working for me, like the resume
Mhm.
is not getting shortlisted.
Mhm.
Now, I know this is not happening, but what is the alternate to it?
Mhm.
There should be some alternative to it, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Then you come up with, say, Aishi, if this is not working, let's customize your resume. Okay, if this is not working, let's go to LinkedIn and modify your profile. So you come up with like different alternatives, right? That
Mhm.
is missing. Like, how much will I try? Okay, maybe plan A. After that, I'll try plan B. After that, I'll give up. I'll frustrate, basically. Not give up, but
Mhm.
I'll frustrate, right? So
Mhm.
coming constantly with alternatives is something I see the major difference.
Okay.
Right? If this is okay, this is not working for you, then let's
So
try
that what
this.
is the alternative I should focus on rather than if this is not working? That question mark is something which is very frustrating.
Yes, yes, yes. How long can you keep trying? Like, it's not working, so what next?
Got it. Got it. So when you're going through this whole journey, right? So how did you come to know about my career coaching services? Like how did you get in touch with me? Tell me a little bit about that
Uh,
as well.
so I got in touch with you, like I was referred to you by one of my friend,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I got in touch with you. So I like the same I told you, right? My journey. So it was a bit frustrating. So it was one of those days where I got really frustrated with it because I was not getting any
Calls and
response from the companies, right?
mm-hmm.
So one of my friend that why don't you try once the career coaching? Like, let's give it a try. At least it will make some difference, right? Something would be there in that. Something they would
Mm-hmm.
say.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how one of my friend referred me to you, and I got in touch with you.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got to know bit things, how to do it in a very structured way.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it started working.
Okay. So one thing I wanted to ask you, right? Like, see, there are a lot of people. There are two kinds of people. There are a lot of people who think that Girish, मैं सब कर लेता हूँ because I have YouTube, where I can
Hmm.
Google. I have Chat GPT to know about how to write an ATS friendly resume, right? So one question I wanted to ask you is: have you tried all these things by yourself, with this Chat GPT thing, or you searching on YouTube, asking for some other friend for their resume and copying it? And how did if it work? Did it work for you? If it worked for you, what did work for you? If it's not,
See,
what does
yeah.
it not work for you?
Please. See, no doubt that we have all the resources available on YouTube, ChatGPT, blogs. Like in the world of internet, we can't say that information is not available. Be it anything.
Mm.
If I go and search about LinkedIn optimization, yes, I would get a lot of YouTube videos or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens is you have different experience, you have different skill set. For
Mm.
that, what should be applied? That is a big question mark. Suppose I am a person from non-IT switching into IT. I am a person with career gap coming to this. I may
Yes.
have got communication skill. So according to that, there should be some roadmap for you, right? But
Mm.
that YouTube tutorial will be very general. which will be,
Not customized.
not customized for you, right?
Yes.
So that is a major challenge. That is the difference, I would say. Suppose, Gireesh, I say I'm able to make LinkedIn post, but if I'm not able to LinkedIn post, you would say, okay, I'll give you some chat GPT prompts. I should try this. So that thing, the YouTube video will not tell me, right? That is the general thing. That is not based on my skill set, right? So
Got it.
everybody's journey is different. Everybody's skill sets are different. So everybody is having a different experience.
Got it.
So it should be
in a
more
nutshell,
customized.
you're telling that information is not the issue. And how do
Yes.
you use that? How do you use that information according to your needs?
Your skill set,
Is
yes,
the main problem.
is the major problem.
Okay, understood. I think it's beautifully put because a lot of people think that information तो यहाँ पे भी है. So but लेकिन मेरे को क्यों नहीं आ रहा? क्यों नहीं आ रहा? क्यों? Because you are different. Your needs are different. Requirements are different. Right?
Requirements are different. Definitely.
Super, wonderfully put. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you, right? So tell me, what is the one biggest challenge you had to overcome? Because it's been 2 years and it is not easy to be patient and consistent for 2 years to crack a one job off. Trust me, if I'm in your position, I would have never done that. But you have done it, and that is a very good testimony of a lot of things. So what do you think is the one biggest challenge, Gireesh? I think this is one of the biggest challenge I had to overcome, whether it is mental or whether it is technical. What is that one challenge you have overcome it? And next question is, how did you tackle the challenge?
Okay. To be honest, one of the major challenges that I had was being consistent in applying. If you remember the very first conversation which we had in your career coaching sessions, I told you, Gireesh, not gonna work. I want to give up. This was my first statement. That's how it started. So this was the challenge. I would say, I don't know if you say it as challenge, it's a challenge. Like for 2 years, you keep applying, not getting any calls. And still you will have to get up on the 100-day and
again, you have to motivate yourself.
Ayushi apply, it's okay. So that's frustrating. How to overcome? Now we can't keep complaining that I'm not getting calls. You will have to take certain other actions for it. So like be it LinkedIn, be it customizing your resume and everything. So those doing small changes everywhere helped me to overcome this major challenge. That is, how do you get calls? So this was my very big challenge.
So I think consistency is something.
Consistency is a very big word. Consistency and patience. If one can master these two things, they can do wonders.
Okay, so the point I've asked you this because there are a lot of people, because you have waited 2 years. That's like a hell lot of time, right? And even though you have a very good skill set, you have a very good LinkedIn presence, by the way, right? But the point is, there are some things which you can't control. The market.
Definitely.
Right? Market which is something which is not in your control. Right? So if there is a guy who is listening to this podcast, right, thinking that मैं सब कर रहा हूँ, मेरे को क्यों ना आ रहा, it's just a matter of timing. Sometimes you are in the right position. You are in a right position at the wrong time. Right? You
it plays a very big role.
Correct. You are in the right role. You are in the right technology. You are learning the skill sets. Everything is good, but the market is bad. The timing is bad. So when these both things meet, that's when you get the offer letter. And for that, nobody can do anything. It's just a matter of patience, and which most people don't have. Imagine if I should have given up 2 years back, just in between any of the day. No, it will not happen.
No.
Right. So make sure the reason I asked Aishi, I want Aishi to give this session is also to understand the importance of patience. Right. So very, very beautifully put, Aishi. That's a very important point I want other people also to understand. Okay. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you is, right, so what is the key learnings you gain from the modern job search? Because right now, the job search before it is different. Right now, completely has changed. The way people, HRs are seeing your resumes, HRs are selecting candidates are completely different. So what do you think is a major shift in this current hiring process?
Virtual interviews. If you see before COVID, like there are a lot of chances that you will be having a face-to-face interview. Now, even within the city, if you're having an interview, chances are that it will be a virtual interview. Now, when it comes to virtual interview, there are a lot of changes. Like the person doesn't see other person. It's just how does a trust build? Like you don't know that person. So that trust comes completely from the online presence. They would check my LinkedIn profile definitely because they don't know me. All the remote work, all the interviews, all the process, even accepting the offer letter is virtual, right? So how do they trust me? How do they verify that if I'm genuine enough? Like And like how in the online, in the virtual world, there are so many
Yes.
scams. Like, how do you build that trust? It's
Hmm.
like other small things. Like LinkedIn has gained a lot of importance, I think, after
Yes.
this virtual internship, right? Because
Yes.
how do they know if my work is genuine or not,
Hmm.
right? So I think that is a major shift that has come in terms of interviews. Like
Hmm.
previously, it used to be face to face. You will have to meet the person. So there were other things involved. Now, nothing. It's
So,
just one link will be given to you and you're done.
so the major point I wanted to just dive a 1 minute into this topic, right? Because you have a very good LinkedIn presence. You have around 4,500 odd followers on LinkedIn. And apart from that, you have a good
Yes.
amount of very good community of it, right? So one
Right,
thing I wanted
right.
to ask you, because you know what, there is a recent study I've studied a static number. Out of 94% of the LinkedIn users
Mhm.
never post one piece of content. They just make a LinkedIn account and they'll not post any content. They'll not build their LinkedIn presence. Out of 94% of the people don't have any piece of content on their profiles. So what do you
Yes.
suggest a person who thinks अरे मेरे पास बहुत टेक्निकल स्किल्स हैं, मेरे को जॉब मिल ही जाता है, ये लिंक्डइन वगैरह करने का क्या जरूरत होता है? And how did
And no,
LinkedIn
but
help you in this journey, whether it is getting referrals or getting that community back? So I wanted to talk only on having a very good LinkedIn presence and how it will really help you in terms of your job search.
okay, Gireesh. To say this, I'll give you just one example. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you are the HR. I give you my resume. I tell Gireesh, I have so and so skill sets. I am
Mm-hmm.
very good in coding. I am very good in automation. I am very good in so and so these things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is candidate one.
Yes.
The other candidate, okay, this person has LinkedIn profile, but nothing is posted. Nothing
Mm-hmm.
is there. Like
Mm-hmm.
he is active on LinkedIn, okay,
Mm-hmm.
quite active on LinkedIn, has no postings, nothing. No, he didn't post anywhere like what skill set he have, no project done, whatever it is, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas candidate two comes,
Mm-hmm.
he gives you the resume
Mm-hmm.
and you go and check the LinkedIn and
Mm-hmm.
you see all the projects that he has done. You are able to see
Proof.
it, okay?
Proof of work.
Proof,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, whatever he has done, he has put it there that I'm learning these things. 4 weeks back, he has posted, I'm learning LWC.
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks back, I have done this coding and I got this as output.
Correct.
Now tell me, you don't know both of the persons. You don't
Yes.
know. You don't know anybody personally.
Mm-hmm.
Now tell me, in which candidate you will be most interested in doing interview with.
Obviously, the guy who has a proof of work where I can see what he has mentioned on the
Yeah,
resume
both
visually.
of them. Suppose maybe the candidate one is more skilled
Mm-hmm.
in technical terms,
Correct.
but he didn't say that I like he didn't have any proof of work.
Correct.
So जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. If you would have heard this, right?
Yes. Yes.
See,
Yes. Yes.
suppose I have skills, I should tell you that I have skills, and if I add my proof of work, that's like adding more things to it, right? So
Okay.
that is the difference. You don't say
I got it.
like
So
I have
basically,
these
you're
skill
telling
sets.
that tagline where जो दिखता है वो ही दिखता है. And tell me, like,
Yeah.
did you get any inbound offers or did you get any opportunities where people are reaching out to you? Aishi, you can apply for this, or I would love to interview with this. That is something I wanted to talk about as well.
Like on my LinkedIn.
Yeah, and through LinkedIn, somebody reached out to you, sharing some opportunity, job opportunity, or asking to come for an inbound
After
interviews.
taking care of my LinkedIn in a very structured way,
Mm-hmm.
I must say that I applied only 50% of job what I used to apply before. And the rest 50%, they come to me via LinkedIn and ask me,
Mm-hmm.
like, are you okay to have the interview or this thing?
Okay. So
So I think that plays a
basically,
very major role.
instead of chasing the recruiter, you're able to attract
Recruiters?
the recruiter through your LinkedIn presence.
Yes.
So we can put it
Yes.
that way, right?
Definitely you can.
Okay. So basically, you can say that LinkedIn is acting as your lead, as your attraction
Lead.
magnet
Yes.
for the recruiter
Yes.
because you have the presence,
Yes.
right? So I
Yes.
think it's a very
Yes.
important pointers because still a lot of working professionals, they don't take care of the LinkedIn profile very well. And they worry about like, why I'm not getting calls. I'm so skilled enough. So right now things have changed. You need to show what you're good at. Otherwise it will not be working else. I think that's the insight I want to take it from Aishi's answer as well today. Right?
Right.
Beautifully put,
Right.
Aishi, because that's a one pointer I want you to highlight as well. Okay. Now let's go up to the last couple of questions. Okay. Now I wanted to share, see, I think we have been working from approximately 90 plus days. It's been 4 months we have been working closely. Right. So I want
Yes.
to share
Yes.
any top 3 learnings you had while working with me, whether it is anything of from your side. Top 3 learnings you had working with me.
Top 3 learning is working in a number one is working in a structured way. Okay, like everybody knows that LinkedIn to be done, ATS resume need to be done. How do you structure everything and do it in an organized way that will give you more results?
Okay.
Rather than like you do it when you in unstructured way, that is of no use, right? So number one learning is how do you do things in a structured way?
Okay. Step by
There
step
should be some
process.
structure. Yes, step by step process.
Okay.
Number two is consistency.
Okay. Got it.
You will not get the result in day one, right? You will have to wait for day 10 to get some output for whatever you have been doing from 9 days, right? You will get the result on day 10 and
Correct.
not on the day one, right?
Correct.
So this is something, consistency and patience. Number three is if this plan, like if some solution doesn't work, you always have another solution for it. Not necessary that for you this thing will only work. No, be flexible enough. If this is not working, it's okay. Switch to next thing.
Okay.
It's okay if you're not able to generate content from yourself. It's okay. Use ChatGPT prompts, na? Not necessary that you will have to sit and write each and every word of LinkedIn by you, right? Not necessary. Use ChatGPT. Take help of ChatGPT. So that should be some flexibility in what you want to do, how you want to do.
Got it. Works.
So these are the three learnings.
Superb. One more question I wanted to ask you is so because when you're taking any coaching services, right? See, it's not about everybody wants to have a six pack and they go and pay money to a gym subscription, right? On the junior every January 1st, right? At the end of that, there is only hardly 1% of the people who will be able to do it, right?
Right.
So when you are working with me in this whole 90 days journey, right? So tell me about the support because that's very, very important in terms of getting things done, right? So how was the support provided during our coaching sessions? And also, can you share a specific incident or a specific way in which this support really helped you to get through a tough challenge or tough situation?
So throughout the 90-day, the whole career coaching, you were really supportive. But if you want that one incident, there were many incidents. I mean,
okay, you can share any one which is major, like Gireesh, I'm about to give up, and this is what something you helped me with, and which I'm able to get out of the situation much better.
I think the way I used to apply for the jobs, and after I took the career coaching, the way you have taught me to apply has been a game changer for me.
Okay.
Like, how do you deal with the resume thing and how do you get calls? First thing is you should get the call to, do something to show your skill set. You should have call, right? Where will you go and show your skill set?
Correct.
You should have the calls, right?
Correct.
So to portray my skill, that's a different story, but I should at least get the call. So getting that call
the first step
was like the first step. Yeah. The starting step was, been a game changer for me. Like the way you showed, like, this is how you should apply. These are the platforms we have. Apart from LinkedIn and Naukri, also there is a world outside those things, which you showed. I was like, okay, we can apply to these job portals and everything and have an eye on these things. So that has been a game changer for me. And after that, yes, there are a lot of things.
Superb. Now, I wanted to just shed your light on this one, right? So I wanted to share one piece of advice you would love to give to people who are struggling to land their dream jobs, especially in this competitive job market currently. Because a lot of people, experienced professional freshers, they're competing a lot in this job market, right? So what is that one piece of advice you would love to give to them?
I would say, like LinkedIn plays a major role. Like make your online presence. Make your online presence no matter what. And you need not make content which is very much, there are a lot of people say like the content should be like this, like that. You can document your own journey. That's more than enough. Document your learnings, document your own journey. That will help. Like definitely in all the fields, it will help most of the people. Like documenting your own journey is a major thing you can do right now.
100%.
Yeah.
So basically, you would say that along with the technical skills, build an online brand, online presence.
Definitely, it's a game changer nowadays. Like in the world of completely virtual internship and everything, which is going remote, virtual interviews. So why not online presence? That is required.
Got it. Now, last one important question I want to ask you, right? So you had your fair shares of up and downs. You came from a different background. You upskilled. You struggled. and everything, right?
Right.
So can you share a
Right.
significant mistake you made early in the career when you're starting this IT journey? And what is the most valuable lesson you learned from it? Because there are a lot of people who are from non-technical background who wants to make a shift into IT to make a very good amount of money or very good amount of lifestyle. So what is that one mistake you have made, Gireesh? मतलब ये गलती कभी मत करना. What is that?
The last advice which I gave was coming from this learning only, because I made this mistake. I said, you all right, I struggled for 2 years. What is the difference in this 2 years is starting 1.5 year, whatever internship, whatever I have done, I never documented my journey. Not even a single content you will find on my LinkedIn profile that I have done. Okay, I have done this. I had the skill set that time as well. I am the same girl with the same skill set. Okay.
Yes.
But the only difference is I never portrayed my skill set then. Never documented any piece of project, anything, nothing. You will not know what I have done, what I have achieved, what I have failed, nothing. But last 6 months, I started doing that.
Okay, got it.
That's where my struggle got an end.
Got it. So and I think you'll keep continuing the LinkedIn presence and branding and everything, because that is something which is going to be the most crucial part of hiring in the next upcoming years as well. Okay.
Yes.
Because
Right.
if you, as I said, right, Aisha's rightly put, if you want to chase jobs, then please don't make any LinkedIn presence. If you don't want to chase and you want to attract jobs, you need to build your personal brand. Okay. So the reason why we are doing this is also the same reason, to build that personal brand, to build that connect with the audience. Right. So very good insight as well, Aishi. Now, last one question I would love to ask you before we wind up, right? So you have already into the domain of Salesforce development, right?
Yes.
So how is the future about Salesforce development right now in the next upcoming 2-3 years? And do you suggest what do you suggest to a fresher who is getting into Salesforce development? What are the precautions or what are the key skill sets you need to focus on to become a very good Salesforce developer?
Okay, so one advice that I would give is, no matter what people say, that we have a lot of competition, lot of these things, but quality is something that will take you everywhere. Everybody knows little things, but nobody knows the complete thing, right? Nobody can have all the skill. Like nobody can be good in coding and everything, right? So there is always a place you can switch and you can grow. Like no matter what, in every field there is a competition. People say the Salesforce has got so many competition, less openings and everything. But if you have the right skill set, good quality over your technical and soft skills, you will grow no matter what. In any field, in Salesforce, and Salesforce has a very good future, like no doubt in that. Okay. It's a growing technology.
Okay, because I've recently seen there are a lot of some thousands and lakhs of jobs that we are able to generate through Salesforce, because it's mostly a CRM tool, right? So because that is also one of the most important aspect. People are looking to get into other technologies where you said low code and less code. That is something which most people are looking at, especially they're coming from non-technical backgrounds, not from non-CS backgrounds. Great, really appreciate that. So with that being said, so I think it's been one of the most productive interviews I have done. So before winding up, let me just give a 1-minute rant about Aishi before we wind up the session. Okay, so I hope you got value from today's Aishi's Gobi session, what we have done right now. So I met Aishi last December, I think. Yeah, last December I met I had a call with Ayushi, and I told her that from today I'll be helping you with your job search, and whatever I know I'll keep teaching. Okay, so it is not like that Ayushi didn't have rejections. Ayushi didn't get ghosted by the recruiters after getting interviewed. Right. She cleared the 2 interviews and they ghosted the last point. Ayushi also got rejected because of the salary issues. A lot of things happened. Right. But only thing which she has worked on also is her patience levels, because that is something I only insisted her to focus on. Because technical skills, LinkedIn presence, she already has everything. I think that has really helped. And I think ultimately, if you don't give up, you'll get it. I think it's Aishi just starting out. I hope you're just starting out, Aishi. There is a lot of more potential you have to go in terms of your future as well. Okay. And I would want you to show as your success story to other girls or other people who are having a career breaks. Think that, okay, मेरा career खत्म हो जाएगा, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, मैं non-tech में jobs में भी काम कर सकता हूँ. So I want that kind of people to upgrade, by seeing your success story as well. So yeah, I can call most talented and also the most hardworking person as well in terms of the skill sets and everything. So I hope this podcast inspired you a lot. in terms of pursuing a career in Salesforce, understanding if a career break of 2 years is nothing to get a job if you have skills, if you have patience, right? So that's the episode of for today. I'll see you in the next episode with one more exciting guest, with one more domain, with one more success story. I hope this podcast are really adding value to you. Please share this podcast with your friends and colleagues. I hope this inspires you a lot. I'll see you in my next session. Take care. Bye bye.